after the U.S. Supreme Court declined to block a Texas state law that bans most abortions there. Governor Gavin Newsom said he'll push for a new California law that aims to block the manufacture and sale of assault rifles in the state. "I am outraged by yesterday's U.S. Supreme Court decision allowing Texas' ban on most abortion services to remain in place, and largely endorsing Texas' scheme to insulate its law from the fundamental protections of Roe v. Wade," Newsom said in a statement Saturday night. But if states can now shield their laws from review by the federal courts that compare assault weapons to Swiss Army knives, then California will use that authority to protect people's lives, where Texas used it to put women in harm's way. The California anti-gun law, Newsom said, would be modeled on the Texas law that makes abortions illegal after 6 weeks of pregnancy and allows private citizens to sue doctors or anyone who helps a woman get an abortion to enforce it. Newsom said he was directing his staff to work with the state legislature and attorney general Rob Bonta on a new law that would allow private citizens to sue manufacturers or distributors of assault weapons. "If the most efficient way to keep these devastating weapons off our streets is to add the threat of private lawsuits, we should do just that," Newsom said in the statement. The governor's pledge to pass a law restricting assault weapons through private litigation is exactly the kind of legal gambit that constitutional scholars have predicted since the Supreme Court majority declined to block the Texas abortion law, said Khiara M. a professor at UC Berkeley School. Newsom is following through on the threat, Bridges said. "It's just been academic up until now." Indeed, Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. warned his fellow justices in a dissenting opinion in the Texas case in September that Texas' attempt to get around prior prohibitions against abortion bans by allowing private citizens to enforce the law could provide a model for others to create similar Assemblyman Marc Levine, D-Greenbrae, said California should be doing everything it can to prevent gun violence and applauded the governor's intervention. If the Supreme Court acknowledges that these types of laws are constitutional, California should exert every power necessary to protect humanly.